What's going on, people? I'm just making this video. This is really a video that really ain't got, really no importance to it. I'm just making it because I just want to talk about a few things in the game or whatever. Plus, I didn't get a chance to make a draft video, so um, I just said I'll make this video. I was gonna actually make it last week, um, but I had to work, so like, man, my work schedule has been really the toughest it's been since late November, man. I had to work all weekend, man, since Thursday, all the way into Monday. And then Tuesday was really my first day where I didn't have to really work. So, and then I got another tough work weekend again, same setup, all the way from Thursday through Sunday. But it's a little bit it's a little bit lighter than last week, but it's still going to be kind of daunting. But it's a little bit lighter. But Sunday is like the biggest part of the weekend where I know I won't be on here Sunday night. I probably won't be on here all probably some period on Monday. I probably won't be on here either. So during that time frame, I don't expect to be on here, which is why I want to get the next draft video up before Sunday. Anytime before Sunday, that's my goal, is to get that video up before Sunday, and I have to get it up before Sunday. Like, I got no choice. Because by the time I come back from working, which will probably be the Monday or Tuesday, depending on how things go, I want to get started on the next round. And I might not, because of the way I've seen how this is going, I don't think I'm be able to get that fifth round in as a video if my time frame is for mid-February. Probably won't be able to get it in. So it'll probably be only the third and fourth round that I'll be able to get in as a video. It just depends on how fast I'm able to do the third round. I don't think it's going to be that fast because like every pick I'm doing, I have to do like research in between. I have to find videos. I have to find more pictures. It's kind of time consuming in between picks. So the actual process of editing ain't really bad at all. The graphics I'm using is not bad at all. It's just finding the videos and finding the pictures, which is a bitch. It's almost like, the way it was last year where I had to actually find models for the draft. And y'all know how long that took. That took me about 3 months, I think, man, to do that. Because I didn't release that shit to about, April? And it was like, I think I started on it maybe around January and then didn't finish until April. So it took a long time, man, to do that. So also, for you guys that got for your draft picks, I only told Ice that, well, Ice already knows that because they came up with the characters and shit for the New Girls in Town pageant, the Carpenter's Hour. So they already know the models to use or whatever. But I'm going to give you guys, as soon as the second round is done and you guys have all watched the video, I'm going to give you the names of the actors the models that's portraying your actors, your rookies. I'm going to give them to you. Some of them are the same names that they use in real life, some of those models. And then some of the ones are just completely, made up as far as their names go and their image. So I give you that after the second round. I give you those names so that you can look these models up or whatever, find out more about them, and then also, find pictures so when you do a press release or whatever, or some type of post on here, you know who you're dealing with. So I had that ready for you next week. Or as soon as, let's see when we get this video up. The key day for me is the day, which is Wednesday, later today. Is to resume work on it and try my best to get to the last few picks. Because right now, I've done the first 13. I'm right on RTN's 9th pick right now. I'm on RTN's 9th pick right now. The 4th of the second round. I'm on that pick right now. So, I've only got, after that, I got Rod, Ice, SPC, RTN again, and then Rod and then Ice. So really only got, after this, I got about 6 more picks. I'm still counting at 7 because I'm still working on the draft pick that's been selected there. I'm still looking for pictures and videos. So once I get done with that part, then I'll be able to move on and just keep going from there. And then the biggest thing is I gotta find a day to record the analysis because I'm gonna have to do the analysis a little different. I'm probably not, I don't know if I'll be able to go over every pick individually like that. So I don't know. Also, the videos that you guys used to see in the analysis report, probably not going to do that anymore. Probably not going to feature that anymore. So it's going to be like a podcast sort of thing where you're just going to have to listen to in the background. That helps me out, just be able to just post everything up because it's a lot more picks this time. So really, it's different than the first round. So I'm gonna just be recording. I'm gonna go over every studio's pick, one studio by studio, and then we'll do it that way. So, um, but yeah, there you go. Now, as we inch a little closer towards the start of training camp, everyone's getting excited for training camp because the storylines and the storylines are going to be amped up to another level, man. And the ratings will be back. I'm getting so excited for that time. I'm really getting excited for me once we get ready to close the draft. I enjoy the draft, but now I want to get to training camp. I'm just like the rest of you guys. I want to get to training camp, man, because we got Battle of Necro Stars, which is impacting training camp this year. And that's going to make it even funner because now we got the studios training with each other. That was done only one other time. That was when Ice and Rob made a deal to train with each other for the 2013 training camp. And so they did it again. But they gave me an idea because they were going to do it again this year. And I was like, and also it also came from the story that RTN was setting up with SBC where Amy Brooks was going to go to Paris to recruit her sisters to come to RTN. And so that had me thinking, like, why we might as well just have RTN go to SBC for training camp. I was like, we could do that and have all the studios meet each other doing Battle of the Stars this year. And I said, I really like this. I said, because it gives a chance for every studio to see how their rookies are doing, especially athletically, which is the best way to see how your rookies doing off the bat. Because with the whole act thing, it takes time because ratings, you need like a few episodes to see how well your actors are drawn. Like we made conclusions about those rookies in 2013, maybe like for Joel Osment, Kyler Ray, Sarah Sampao, a month after they started, and everybody else was like Mia Lasanti and the rest of them in November, and so, it takes a little time. So at least this, you're going to get results right away. You're going to know exactly how much of an impact your rookie had, on that level. And it's just going to be interesting because you got so many storylines, so much hate towards these studios, and right now I think new rivalries are building. Obviously, RTN is the new studio here, so this will be their first Battle Network Star. So it'll be definitely fun to see the way they build their team and fun, seeing the matchup. I think right out of the gate, man, SBC and RTN is going to be really fantastic to see because I know that's got a chance to be very even based on the way. It all depends on the way SBC drafts, but SBC's always had a solid Battle Network Stars team, even when they didn't have that many stars. They usually put together a pretty good team. That's why they were able to upset Ice last year, and that's why Ice's focus has really changed on, grabbing tough girls and trying to build up a defense because they knew that was their weakness last year. And plus, they didn't even. And the weird thing about it was Ice never got a chance to use Mia Lasanti like they wanted to. Because of the NITRO shutdown, she was going to make the debut with the rest of them because she played on Team Kansas City in the first Battle Network started in 2013, and that was a team. It was basically like Team Nexus was, and it was a whole bunch of draft. It was all of the rest of the 2013 draft picks that weren't drafted yet. They were all on that team, and Mia Lasanti was killing. She almost single-handedly got her team to that football game, but SBC was able to beat Kansas City to get there. And Ice outlasted Rob. And Rob's another studio, when we talk about them needing to get better, that's going to be another good, but before I talk about Rob real quick, SBC and RTN, that's going to be a nice, even matchup. It's going to be a really good chance to see where RTN is at. It's going to be a really good chance to see what SBC is at. Like I said before, SBC, this draft has just started. SBC has got a chance to turn around their draft. I think it'll be interesting once they start drafting the females to see what direction they go in, because if they draft some really good females, hey, all of a sudden we're talking about a really good match with them in RTN. Obviously, right now, as it stands right now, RTN could blow them away. But let's see how SBC drafts coming up. Remember, Kevin Smart is responsible for the next 5 picks for him. So we'll see if they go in a different direction than where they went in when Nick Robinson was drafted all male. So we'll see if they get their first female. And more than likely, I think they will, because there's not that many males left. So, I mean, I think there's still 5 more males left. So if they want to keep taking males, they could actually do that. Because I think there's enough for them to fill a round up. But that's going to be a very interesting matchup. Then you got Rod in LA. Rod in LA hosting Ice. This one is going to be really good. Ice and Rod has always had the best rivalry in NITRO, especially in Battle of Network Stars. 2 championship studios with championship pedigrees. I know for Ice, this is going to be a really good test for them, because I expect Rod to be better athletically this year. They were really bad in 2013. They just didn't have the talent. This year they're going to have rookies, and they're going to be able to, let's see if they stand toe-to-toe, especially in certain sports. Now, there might be some sports where they get run off the field, because even Rod told me it's still going to be a 2-year process for them to really get all the talent back. But I think they got enough to compete, at least with RTN and SBC, full go. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that one holds up. We always know there's deep hatred between the actors there as well. It's going to be some nastiness. I mean, even though it's not on Ice's turf, Ice coming in as visitors are going to be some rude ass visitors, and Lucy Hale can't take them lightly. You know, she better make sure the security is ready, because depending on how things turn out around Tennessee, the thing is that's still a question mark, is that we still got some trades that haven't been executed yet, so we don't know exactly how some of these rosters might end up looking when we get to that time. So it's going to be very interesting when we get to that time. Who's gone, because we know Rod is not going to have Sarah Sampile. So who are they going to have to replace her? We assume it's the girls that just got drafted. And then, but I'm talking about in the sense of who do they trade in return to get her. Then we have, and then on Ice's side, they're getting ready to trade Mia Lasanti, Kyla Ray, Barbara Palvin, Emily Didonato. They already traded Vanna Brown. I don't know if they're trading. I know they're not trading Aisha Williams anymore, because they got Jenny Sims back. They're going to keep those 2 together. I think they told me they were going to trade somebody else too. That was a big name. Well, not that big of a name, but like a, solid name, to trade out. But they said that was only if it was necessary. Barbara Palvin still might actually be only necessary if they see something that they could get in the draft. So that's why the draft, as it goes along, is going to get more and more heated up as far as trades go. But that's going to be very interesting to see how those teams match up. But then you have, for the next set of games, you have Ice and SBC, and that one's going to be terrific. We know that one's going to be just fire. That one's going to be fire right there. That's going to be a very good training camp. I personally can't wait to see that one as a fan, because if you're talking about like storylines that's got a chance to come out of that one's going to be great. Because one of the things that we know, Ice really wants SBC. More than SBC wants Ice. Ice really wants SBC, because this is the studio. They haven't been in Toronto in 6 years. Think about that. They haven't been on their turf in 6 years. Gabrielle Shields used to work there. She's been waiting to get her revenge. And they beat the biggest thing is that SBC beat Ice in football last time. That is the huge motivation in this. I mean, people are already talking about that because of the way ICE is putting the team together. This could be a nasty blowout if SBC doesn't construct their football team that well. That's why the way SBC drafts right now is going to be very important, because if they could just get some good athletes, especially on the offensive side, maybe they could keep that score lower than where it's at right now. Now, the mystery is we still don't know how that ICE offense is looking. We just know that Allison Shields, Kay Shields are going to be two of their receivers, but we don't know who's starting at quarterback yet. We don't know who's playing on the offensive line. We don't know who their running back is. We don't know none of that just yet. So their offense is still a mystery. We still got to see their defense on the field. They don't have their defensive coordinator yet. So a lot of things are in question here. And then in the other sports, we'll have to see how that matches up. But I expect. I just think ICE has just way too much motivation in this. They are going to be probably just wanting to blow SBC away. It's on their turf. It'll be interesting if SBC makes it close, but it's not looking good right now. RT and Ra is an interesting one because, for the most part, both studios don't have a lot against each other right now as far as actors who have gone between each studios, because that's usually how the hate is driven up. It all depends on the way both studios draft. I think Beer Money brought this up today. He has some really good insights in the James Scoop thread and a few of the others. And James Scoop has some good insight too. I thought James Scoop hit the nail on the head. For the most part, as of right now, RTN and Ra have mutual respect for each other, but I don't see that lasting at all, because RTN is going to be chasing Ra for second, and I think that Ashley Green, who just came over from Ra, I think that's going to add some fire to the brimstone, and it really just depends on the other actors who get drafted. Is there going to be any little rivalries or simmers there? We could see something happening. So we'll see what happens. But that's going to be I think that's going to be a rivalry that develops just within when they face each other. I think as of right now, there's nothing really going on. But I think that when we get to that point next week, there's probably going to be some fire starters between those two. And then the last game's on Friday. What's different about these games is that there's no full day of training camp before this meeting, because obviously the time frame, that it doesn't allow for an extra practice day, because every studio needs that extra practice day on that following Saturday that got taken away from them during the week. So on Friday, it's basically just all battle knuckle start. Not going to be any heat build up from the day of training, which really sets up the first two matchups. But we still don't know what place it's going to be in. But RTN is supposed to be facing ICE, and we know there's some hate between those two. Because they got a lot of actors right now that don't like each other. I mean, they got some. You could just start with Strawberry Shields. RTN, for the most part, when Denise Richards was in there, Denise Richards came from ICE. So there was already some built-in hate there. She took a lot of their actors like Elsa Haas, Alexandra Morgan. You had a lot of moving parts between those two studios, man. So, and ICE probably doesn't like the fact that Janet Moore is over there, and Gia Jolie and Bridget Sadley aren't friends anymore. Janet Moore, I'm pretty sure, because of the whole, potential right between her and Jaslyn Moe, that's going to be interesting. And then Hope Wills Alfonso. So if she's still with RTN at that point, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some head banging there. So there's going to be some interesting parts. So I agree with Beer Money. We got cheated a little bit out of a full day of training camp between those two. It would have been interesting. But regardless of where it's at, for RTN's sake, they're hoping it's not in Toronto. But it might be in Chicago, so we'll see what happens there. Home turf might play a big part. And athletically, I think this is where this is interesting at, more than just the rivalries. I think athletically, this one looks closer than it does on paper because just with Janet Moore alone and the way they drafted the first three people, I think that because like I always say with Hope, regardless if they keep Hope or not, they're going to get someone good in return. And I forgot to mention that Tracy Kimmel just came from Ice, so that adds more fire to the brimstone right now. A lot. That's a complete revenge meeting right there. Revenge meeting right there between those two studios. But yes, I believe that in some, it depends on the way our team continues to construct their draft and construct their team. Because if they could build a solid team in some of those sports, it could be pretty close. It just depends. Like I said, it depends. We don't know right now, but we will see. I think that's going to be a very interesting meeting right there, no doubt about it. And I think for Ice, they want to know where they stand as far as Janet Moore. I think they want to find out where they're at with Janet Moore. Did they miss out on her, or did they actually luck up by not getting her? We will find out about all this stuff. Strawberry Shields, her connection with Stephen A. Smith. Strawberry Shields, right now, and it's not just this man, it's the whole body of Battle Network stars. She needs to have a really good run in Battle Network stars, man. The pressure, I think she will have the most pressure on her coming into I think she's going to have the most pressure on her coming into training camp as far as the RTN actors go. More than Janet Moore, more than Gia Jolie, more than Hope, just mainly due to the fact that people are wanting to see if she's the real deal. They didn't get a chance to see if she was the real deal last year. So we're going to see. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. The last one, Rod and SBC. We know these two have a history. They hate each other too. I think that's going to be a good one. That's going to be another good one. And for Rod's point of view, the Battle Network stars that they really need to focus on the most is against RTN and against SBC, because they will really know where they stand, especially within their draft, based on how those two matchups go. I think just in case if they're not sizing up well with Ice, I think that they can at least see how they size up. Going on the road to Chicago, then coming back home against SBC and seeing how they'll do there. I mean, a lot is at stake right now because, like I said, with Battle Network Stars comes this, a chance for some of these actors to really build up their fan bases right before the season begins. We saw this notoriously happen in 2009 with Allison Shields and Allison Stoner. That rivalry right there, Allison Shields was a made person after her run in Battle Network Stars. It was all the ride for Battle Network Stars. She wasn't even acting yet. She was only participating in Battle Network Stars, and that's what got her in. That's what made her, was Battle Network Stars. So I believe that we'll see a whole bunch of actors getting made out of Battle Network Stars, whether they got drafted high or low. Everyone's going to be given that opportunity with Battle Network Stars. It's just a matter of who's going to step up and not choke. Who's going to step up and not choke? There's 3 chances for these actors to do it. I think the ones who do it in all 3 are going to be the ones to keep the closest eye on, because just to me, man, I think those actors who do well in all three of them, more than just the two, you definitely know you got a star in the making based on that. Just based on that. Especially if any of your actors do well against Ice. You know, if they do well enough against fucking Ice, that tells you what kind of level they're on. You know, and and that's going to be really really testing. And like I said, you know, Ice knows that they could be beat. They know that teams could beat them just mainly due to the fact what happened in 2013. If they don't draft that well and they don't train these rookies, and look, you can draft all well all you want, but you got to train these rookies. So those first few days of training camp, there's not enough time to train them, but those first few days are going to make all the difference in the world. They're going to make all the difference in the world. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, man. It's going to be huge next week. I can't wait. I mean, when we get to that time, man, oh man, it is going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy. There's a lot just going on. What else did I want to talk about before I end this video? I just posted the Stonicated and Rachel Bilson video. I mean, not video, but press release. I just posted that one. I was going to post it yesterday with the Jasmine Mole story, but I needed to wait for Ice to send me some more information in. So I was able to finally post that today so you guys can read that. You guys probably already read it before you even watch this video. But yeah, so you can see some of it was some more history in there that I wanted to get in before, you know, we start training camp. Definitely wanted to get that one on the way. So, you know, Colonel Katie, you know, it's going to be a sight to behold at East York Secondary Academy this year, man. It is going to be a sight to behold, no doubt about it. Let's talk about a few rookies that have already made some noise within their talking about their mouths. Let's talk about. There's not much to say here, but let's talk about Carmelo Rose first. Carmelo Rose, obviously, she had to beef with Molly Ephraim. I think that this is going to be something. I think for Molly Ephraim. With Carmelo Rose, I think Carmelo Rose was lucky that Rob was able to draft her, that Ice didn't. I think Ice was still going to draft Carmelo Rose, and they even admit that they missed out on her, but they were going to draft her later, probably like another round or two. And they were going to draft her, and they know they missed out on Fair Hope. But with Carmelo Rose, I think she lucked up by going to Rob, you know, especially in the first round. Didn't have to run into Molly Ephraim, who we know is a notorious bully. I mean, she is a bully, and you know, and I know that's going to be good next week. I just believe that these actors who are opening their mouths, especially when it comes to talking about Ice, are getting themselves in a load of trouble. Like you literally got to see this studio face to face next week, and you're talking shit. We heard Janie Aniston even open up her mouth. She opened up her mouth against Misha Cat Grimes and Hope Wills Alfonso. I mean, is she crazy? I mean, Janie's going to be interesting because I don't know where she lands, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because she's opened up her mouth. She's, you know, she said all these different things, and you know what? We'll see if she can put up a shut up. And remember, Janie had a fight against Hope during the New Girls in Town pageant. Before we left off, she had a fight with her at the teen competition. The last teen competition that we went over, the one that happened on November 16th, she had a fight against her. So, you know, there's some history there. Let's see what happens. I just hope she doesn't end up in the same studio as Hope. I mean, that's going to be trouble for her. What's another good one that happened? We know how Hope was opening up her mouth about certain things, and the key with her, you know, is she talked about injuring one of the top priorities on the RTN roster. Rather that be Strawberry Shields, Elsa Host, Gia Jolie, Daphne Bertram, maybe Tao Akamoto. I don't know who it's going to be, but she's talking about leaving a lasting impression. But that never has to happen if RTN trades her before she does any of that. I think that's dangerous right there. I think she's playing with fire, no doubt about it. And then the last one is very interesting. Mia Lasanti versus Jazz Lamo. Obviously, Mia Lasanti opened up her big mouth, snapped on the ICE executive saying, "Oh, you're trying to replace me," all this other stuff. And it was true. They were with those people. They were trying to trade her. She got the message and she didn't like it. Jazz Lamo heard about it, and Jazz Lamo. And what's interesting is, like Beer Money said, it's a local rivalry. And that's what I like about it. Both girls are from the Southeast gangs with generals. And it's just going to be interesting because Mia Lasanti needs to hope that she's traded before training camp starts. Because Mia is in a position right now where she just said, fuck the whole studio. She was like, I want out of here. Obviously, she doesn't respect anybody there anymore. That's trouble for her because, you know what? Jessica Lyons can stack the odds against her. I'm pretty sure the Starlets are going to be in Jasmine Moe's corner. She just put herself into a position that she shouldn't have put herself in. B is going to lead there on a stretcher or something, man, because she won't just have to worry about Jasmine Moe. You have to worry about everyone else. And if she's going to another studio, she just better hope she's got all her body parts on her at that point. Because it's going to be very interesting. But it's got some interesting beats coming up here in Nitro, man. Nitro storming back. A lot of stuff going on. We'll see what happens, man. I can't wait for you guys to see this draft video. Got some surprises in there. Got a ton of surprises in some of these picks. Some of them kind of predictable, but it's going to be interesting, man. So I can't wait to get that video up to you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this particular video. Like I said, sometime between Thursday and Sunday, I'm trying to get this video up. I should actually be done with it. I'm thinking, it all depends on how much I do today. I should be done with it around Friday, is my guess. Probably be done with it around Friday. And I just got to find time to record the analysis. That's the biggest thing. So we'll see how that goes, man. I can't wait, man. I mean, this season is going to be really good, man. And we're going to get through the full season. Like I said, the ratings are going to speed up like I promised. Once we get deeper into September, we're going to be on a roll all the way to November sweeps. We're just going to be rolling. Because there's not going to be too much going on once the new season starts as far as all the storyline stuff. Because everyone's going to be more... It usually always starts out that way. When everybody gets back to work in September, everyone starts, focusing on their work. They start to get out like that. Then the storylines start coming in slowly again like they did last season. I expect it to happen again. But probably not as much as we had before, because I think the Nitro actors probably don't want to do too much of the war stuff this season because they know how important it is to get through a full season this year. So we'll see what happens. But you never know, Nitro. All right, guys. Thank you for listening in. We are out.